everybody. We're here with Jay and Ncaa Show. Today we are going to discuss the NCAA men's tournament, Final Four, our biggest upsets. We have special guest Russ Van Zant from Hammer and Van Zant Family Dentistry. We're going to give our predictions, and of course, as you can tell, we're all blue today. So we'll be right back with our special guest.
Hey, I'm John Wallace, Louisville's kicker. You're watching the Jay and Ncaa Show on jayandncashow.com.
All right, everybody, we're back with our special guest, Russ Van Zant. Welcome, Russ.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's always fun to talk some sports.
Sure is.
Beautiful day. And
Yeah, can't beat it. I'd rather be out there, but
It's a better day now after last night's game, though.
oh my goodness.
yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's talk first about what was your biggest surprise so far, other than Kentucky? Because I know right now
I think
everybody in this room is like, hey, I mean, our hearts wanted to say, hey, I know Jay had them all the way. I'm not sure about you yet, but my heart wanted us to be there, but then my brain, our next show, the NFL Draft Special, I have to wear a Tom Brady jersey because I lost. So
Yes.
You're gonna love that, aren't you?
That's great.
Yeah,
Well, see, I had to wear Pittsburgh if I lost, so I made sure.
Bengals fan. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it.
It's been a lot of prayer.
I tell you, for me, it's easy to say, and we haven't done a whole lot of prep for this, so it's just kind of coming off the cuff here. But I, just like a lot of people, I had St. Joe's taking UConn down in the first round.
Yeah.
And if you remember that game, which seems like an eternity ago, but it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
St. Joe's should have won that game. They had them. They were up 3 or 4 with under a minute left.
Yeah.
So, and I just don't think I could get past the fact that Louisville beat that team by about a combined 60, 70 points. And
Stomped them.
And so, as kind of as crazy it is for Kentucky to be right here, it's probably crazier that UConn's sitting right here too. So that's fine.
Yeah, exactly what she had.
Exactly. Yeah.
I also had St. Joe's
Yeah.
beating UConn.
I say I can't really remember because it was all a blur this year. Of course, starting to show up, the website, all this and that. We had a lot going on. Jay put more thought into it than I did, but I can't remember who I had winning. I want to say it was Michigan State.
Well, that's
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
most
'cause that-
people-
Yeah, you were
before I
the
even-
ESPN analyst
Yeah,
and stuff.
I didn't even know we were in Atlanta at the SEC tournament. I hadn't watched anything, and then I think we were on the way home, and I was talking to Jay, and I said something about Michigan State maybe, and he was like, "You're going with the analysts." I'm like, "Dude, I haven't watched ESPN since like Tuesday, because we got down there Wednesday." But
Well, certainly. I mean, Michigan State and Louisville were the big
a lot of
trendy picks.
Not for mine. There's mine right there. Look at that.
Who you got?
The national champion, University of Kentucky Wildcats. I
Yeah.
had them beating Florida, but
Yeah. So, what would you want to see of Kentucky, Florida? Was that what you were planning, or?
Well, I tell you, I was kind of hoping at this point. I just thought 4 times in 1 year might be too much for Florida to especially as well as Kentucky had been playing.
Yeah.
And the ironic part about this is that, as magical of a run that Kentucky's on, I mean, UConn's on just as magical of a run. So something's gotta give.
Who have they beaten? They've beaten St. Joe's, Villanova, Iowa State, which was, people had a lot, those Final 14 for everybody. Michigan State, which was
Everybody's pick.
pick.
Yeah.
And then Florida, everybody's other pick to beat. So,
And their run has been amazing.
absolutely.
Yeah, we were talking about
This is going to be a great final championship game because both these teams should not be in
a
there.
7 and an 8.
Yeah, they should not be there.
It's the highest combined seed,
Yep, ever.
kind of by far.
Yep.
I think by four spots. So it's you know that the cable companies and CBS, they wanted Kentucky in there over Wisconsin.
Oh, absolutely.
So, it just
I had
Kentucky kind
that
of moves the
discussion.
needle and.
Yeah, I had that discussion last night. It's like, Wisconsin, UConn, is that going to bring the flavor
No.
to
Well, even Florida,
to
Wisconsin.
everybody?
I mean, nobody's going to care about that.
Well,
Other than-
Florida. I mean, I'm not knocking UConn's fans or following, but none of them, of course, compared to UK. But Florida came out. I was there at the SEC tournament, championship game. They weren't there the whole rest of the tournament.
So they showed up
Sunday,
on
they were there.
Really?
Yeah, they were there. We outnumbered them still 3-1. But
Here's why I want this game to happen. I think it's a great game because of 11, in 2011, if we hit our free throws, we're playing UConn in the championship game.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, no, we
Butler.
lost.
We-
We lost to UConn.
Yeah.
Ain't no free throw. So this is a revenge game for us too.
Yeah.
It's too bad that we don't have too many players on our team that might remember.
Yeah.
That's
You
what I was
got, I
gonna
think
say.
Polson and
They were still in
Yeah.
high school, so you know.
Polson and Hood were freshmen on that team, but you know that's the scary part. You
Yeah.
know, you got Boatwright and you got Napier and those guys. They're just so good. I mean,
Yeah.
Napier's carried them the whole tournament. And I just, you know, the size, big guards haven't seemed to give them trouble yet. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can buck the trend tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
but we all know how that one little guard hurts Kentucky.
Yes.
You know, I mean, every game so far has had that one player where he's looked at Dominic Hawkins and say, get in there and shut him down. You know, and you see him just running around the floor. And that's one thing last night. Wisconsin, they were coming off the curls good. They knew when to pass. There were several times I would say, ooh, if he would have passed to that guy, wide open bucket, but they didn't force it. I can't remember how many turnovers they ended up having.
Yeah, that's a
We
good
had our
point.
turnovers
I think the
down,
key to it is you have to let Napier and Boatwright loose, get their points, and then you got to shut down Daniels.
too. Yeah.
You know, we have to play, because last night we only shot 8 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Don't hit 2.
We got outscored 18 points from 3-point range.
Yeah.
But
Then our points
points in pain was almost double.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to play. And I think our big men, you know, because Dakari's a load, he's going to get out there and he's going to bounce people.
Yeah. But see, I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous when of course, like everybody, when Willie Cauley-Stein went down, but to have that size on the bench. But then you start thinking, hey, they put Randall down on the big man last night, yeah, so that helped.
Late down the stretch, that was the
Yeah.
matchup. You
And
know,
then,
I was hoping to see that.
Yeah, then Poitras coming off the bench.
He was
You
huge.
know, if he, that monster.
And Marcus Lee, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
our 4 big guys right now,
Yeah,
I put them up against anybody. They shut down Kaminsky.
yeah.
You know, he wasn't really getting his shots like he normally did.
What did he, I remember at one point they said he had 4 points. I
Yeah,
can't remember what he ended
he
with.
finished with 8. You know, I would told one of you before the game he finishes with 8
Yeah.
points. You
Yeah.
would have guaranteed me victory. You know,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Unfortunately, it was the other guys that kept him in it and 3-point range. You know, matter of fact, no-name guys, it's Dukin and Koenig, guys that were averaging like 3 and 2 points. I think they combined for 19 last night, and those are things. That's what makes it great. You can't predict stuff like that. Just like you couldn't predict Marcus Lee last Sunday against Michigan.
Exactly, yeah.
Beast
Well,
mode.
Coach Cal was all playing for that.
Yeah, right. That's
what,
right.
what do we know? What's said behind closed doors? What right now is your surprise win out of all these games? Who surprised you the most in what game?
Are you talking about from the 2 remaining, or just the whole tournament?
Just the whole tournament,
Well,
you know,
I-
if you can off the top of your head.
I think you got to say Mercer and Duke,
Yeah.
although you know it's always easy in retrospect. I mean,
Yeah.
Mercer's a good team, came out of the
Yeah.
same conference as Florida Gulf Coast from last
Yeah.
year, and guys, I mean, I know we love it as Kentucky fans, but Duke, they have first round upsets in their DNA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lehigh 2 years
Yeah.
ago,
Yep.
and
They either get beat early or win it all.
and-
Well, Final Four at least,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
say. But
well, you know, Louisville took them down last year, and that was the Kevin
Yeah.
Ware game.
yeah,
Injury game, but yeah, I'm just that's off the top of my head, but I can't imagine that there were any much bigger upsets than that, right?
No.
I'm just sitting here
I
looking.
mean, a lot of people said that the Dayton Ohio State, but they were looking at seeds.
Yeah, that's
Dayton
right,
was
Dayton.
Dayton was better than. Or were they 11? I mean, well, I don't know.
See, but-
That's what's so hard about.
The Ohio State
seeding
was
these
everybody's all they're all over the Big Ten.
Oh
The
yeah.
Big Ten up and down is not a very the ACC is a better conference than the Big Ten.
Well,
It's going to get tougher next year
Yeah.
with Louisville going.
people would have argued that this year. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody said that they kind of thought actually that the ACC. I don't know how I feel about that yet, but Big Ten probably top to bottom was. I mean, most analysts thought it was the
Yeah.
best.
On
I don't
paper,
know that it
On
was.
paper, yes, yeah.
But you know, you had Duke disappointing, Virginia bowed out in the Sweet 16, North Carolina,
Carolina was
second round.
They were up
you
and
know,
down all
so
year.
there wasn't Syracuse, to Dayton.
Yeah.
You know, I think the addition of Louisville and UConn's going to the ACC, right?
I don't think they are.
I think they're going back to the Big East.
Well,
Aren't they a Jesuit school?
I remember hearing somebody say something about too bad Louisville won't see UConn again next year or something like that.
Well,
I can't really remember.
I should know that. We should know that. I guess. I
Yeah.
guess maybe they are. You know, I don't know. Are they going back to the conference with Providence and they've got football though?
I hope
so,
not.
Anyway.
Big East needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
They need
did.
a boost, yeah.
I know Maryland's going to the Big Ten.
Yeah, everybody's moving around so
And
much.
Rutgers, so anyway, back to the
Yeah. So let's see. Championship predictions? Or, well, what do you think about the games
Well, yesterday, when Florida gets up 16-4, I thought, guys, this is going to be a 20-point.
Yeah.
UConn's finally met their maker, and Florida's going to roll into the championship game. But I tell you, UConn hit 2 or 3 threes in a row that kind of righted the ship a little bit.
Yeah, Daniels was huge.
Yeah, Daniels. I mean, that got him back in it.
20 and 10.
Yeah, it's and the way that they're playing, it's eerily similar confidence-wise. I mean, Kevin Ollie has instilled in those guys confidence, just like Calipari has instilled in his guys, and it's fun to watch.
But like you said, you're looking at that. This is the same team that Louisville blew out twice,
3 times.
3 times. There you go, 3 times.
Yeah.
And so on paper, of course, we beat Louisville twice. It should be no contest.
Yeah.
I'm actually this game's terrified.
Oh yeah.
Well, as you know, we all know it's all about matchups. I mean, this is what basketball is, and that's why have felt pretty good about these last several games. I tell you, I think I'm more worried about this one. I don't know if it's because of the stakes on Monday night.
Yeah.
Obviously it's the last one, but like Napier and Boatwright, they've been there. Man, those guys are tough.
Yeah.
Daniels has got the length, and that Gaffey, Neil Gaffey has got length, and that Bremer inside, he's got length.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've got things to counteract what we have been taking advantage of against other teams. I mean, we've been burying people in the paint, just offensive rebound after offensive rebound. And I mean, do you guys think we're still going to be able to do that against UConn? Because
We did it last yesterday.
Yeah, we
I
did.
mean, we only had I think I read like 5 more rebounds
Yeah.
than Wisconsin.
But yeah, luckily Wisconsin, I think at halftime only had like 1 offensive rebound. We had like 6 maybe.
Turnovers.
But I don't know.
Got Wisconsin
Turnovers.
in the second half.
Oh yeah.
I saw a few minutes ago, they turned it over 8 times for the game. We turned it over 4 in 162 NCAA tournament games. In our history, it's the fewest turnovers in a game.
And
That's-
0
that's-
second half yesterday.
That's amazing.
That's what's going to matter now. I was surprised that there was one point in the game when I looked at my wife and I was like, have the Harrisons either one even shot a 3 yet? I remember Young hitting 1 early.
Yeah, good one.
And
First
then,
possession.
Yeah, and then it was like 1 for 3 maybe at halftime, and then you look at Wisconsin's and it was like 7 for 18. I'm like, live and die by the 3. I mean, I posted a comment on Facebook yesterday, Florida, live and die by the 3, because they were shooting the lights out all year long. And then, when they
I think
ball back-
Wilkin getting hurt, or tweaking whatever he did yesterday, getting hurt, seemed that it kind of deflated
I agree.
Florida because
Did you notice their body language? I've
Yeah.
not seen that all year long.
I
from
hadn't
them.
either.
on paper, Wilkins, and Shabazz should have been a great.
Yeah, there was a key turnover there when UConn went on that run. Wilbekin got stripped or dribbled the ball off his knee or something, and the guy picked it up and threw it, and Wilbekin just turned around and dropped his head and was just jogging back.
That's a
Easy layup, and I was like, SEC Player of the Year, was he national?
I think
Defensive Player of the Year,
All-American.
something, yeah.
First or second.
I mean, all these prestigious awards, and then Final Four game.
So let me ask you. You think about, you automatically might think, well, Napier and Boatwright are going to give our guards fits. But you got to think. I mean, Russ Smith and Chris Jones, those guys pressured the ball better than any tandem in the country. And Rozier, and we handled them twice.
Yep.
So even though I'm scared about the pressure, we've seen it, guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have proven.
Yep.
I think Napier's the best player out of all those guys we're talking about. Russ Smith is great, and you hate to say you love a guy, on your rival, but he's an easy guy to like.
Oh, he's a fun guy to watch.
Shabazz Napier's a better all-around player.
I'm sure Julius Randle is glad that Russ Smith is leaving. He's trying to get dunked over. I mean, it's
Twice, wasn't it?
yeah.
But
Luckily, though, this time, we know when he got dunked on, Randall didn't disappear like he did all year
Oh yeah.
in the first game. Because that was the turning point. Was that game? Russ Smith just dunked on, and he was gone.
Yeah.
For 10 games.
Yeah, that's right. Don't you think it comes back? It's easy to see now. I mean, everybody looks like a genius, especially Calipari. But this team, they didn't know who they were during the stretch of that SEC games. They just really didn't know.
Yeah.
We looked disorganized on offense.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes just disinterested.
Yeah.
Uninterested.
Boy, take a year ago, these kids are in high school.
Yeah.
They're taking high school prep courses.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's you can't expect them to grow up that fast.
Yeah.
And here they
I don't know what the tweak is.
Yeah.
If I love the tweak.
Well, that's going to be
Oh,
interesting.
yeah. There's
But-
all kinds of rumors. Calipari was holding them back earlier. Now he's
That's where I was thinking it.
Yeah.
You know, because come tournament time, that first game in the SEC tournament, it was like night and day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he did it in 11 too. They went on a good run.
Yeah.
And they weren't really playing the dribble drive. And then in the tournament time, it just all of a sudden just kicked in.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're supposed to do this.
We look like a well-oiled machine out there now. I don't know how they did it. You know, it's just amazing. We look like we know what we're doing,
Yeah.
who we want to get the ball to, and
And
it's fun to
win.
watch. Yeah,
and win.
exactly.
Yeah.
And not get swept by Arkansas.
Who would you give more credit to, the
Yeah.
tweak or Harrison's dad? I guess apparently he wanted to speak before the tournament.
That's right. He came up to Lexington and spent a few
Yeah.
days.
I mean, you think, like you said earlier,
Because they're playing lights out.
yeah. I mean, your two guards. I mean, them kids have been playing together all their lives. I mean, of course they're gonna listen to their dad.
Yeah.
And whatever he said, I mean, hey, it may have worked, but you also have your coach. I mean, I'm sure their dad has. I'm sure they talk to their parents a lot and whatnot. But you see Coach Cal every day. You may hear from your parents every day. So, I just something sparked. It's probably was their dad's talk. I mean, who's gonna get in your heart
That's right.
more than the guy that pretty much taught you basketball? You know.
On behalf of Big Blue Nation, thank you, Mr. Harrison. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Come back anytime.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you've heard Cal say through the years that John Wall had a period early in his freshman year where he was homesick and
Oh,
unhappy. You know, it's the weight of this program. I think
Oh,
Brandon
yeah.
Knight and Teague went through that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's talk about growing up, man.
Yeah.
This is where you grow
Yeah.
up under this microscope.
Yep, and they try to tell them before they come, be ready for what these fans
And
bring.
you never are.
Yeah,
Oh, it's insane.
typical anything.
We win 9 this year. We're gonna want 10 next year. That's just
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
But you know what? Cal knew what he was getting into, and he knew
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
these players.
he sees it now. They all do.
You know, we are Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
that's what we expect.
Speaking of that, let's get our predictions in.
Go ahead. I mean, you want me to start?
It doesn't matter.
It's your show.
You're the guest. Go ahead.
I tell you what, man. I haven't been able to think about it a whole lot as far as what I think's going to happen. I think, of course, you know I'm going to pick the win.
Oh, of course.
Even though
That's-
I honestly, I think I could flip a coin right now. I think this thing is 50-50. I really do because they're on like we've already touched on. They're on such a roll.
Yeah,
too.
they both are. Yeah.
71-68 Kentucky. 71-68.
I'm gonna go with my original score on my bracket. I'm gonna go with Kentucky winning 64-59.
I want to be clear about this. You didn't have them in the finals, did you? 7 versus 8.
I had Kentucky there.
But not UConn.
No,
I'm just
UConn,
checking.
no,
I'm not
no.
throwing you
Yeah.
under the bus.
No, no, no.
I was going to be amazed if you had.
He did have Kentucky winning it all. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
We got proof on our page. On
So
our,
64-59.
64-59.
You know
Yeah.
what? I think you're probably right. This is going to be a slugfest.
Yeah.
I think it's coming down to free throws.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
And by the way, you know, you
They've
seen what
done better.
UConn, you seen what UConn shot in the tournament.
Yep.
I
yeah.
think they're up in the 80
Yeah.
percentile. That's scary.
Yeah.
What
Well,
about you?
I've been close so far in my predictions with the scores, except for the Louisville one. I think I had us beat Louisville by 7 or 8.
I had
I
5.
think they won by 5. Yeah. I'm gonna say Kentucky, of course, and I'm gonna say, what did you say?
I said 71-68.
Okay, I don't want to pick the same
I
thing.
don't know if we're going to.
I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna say 77-74.
Oh, wait.
3-point.
Offensive explosion.
I've been talking about this all year long. I've been watching on the Mothership's app about close games, who's favored to win, and all this and that. And was it last night's game? It may have been like pre-game, before the game. Vegas had Kentucky 1-point favorites or something like that.
1.5, yeah.
1.5, and
Yep.
1-point game. And then the game before, they were close, like a point off. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yep.
And I think as of the end of last night's game, when they they knew who the champions were, Kentucky was favored by 2.5.
2.5.
I would say.
Yep.
So
Good.
That line will
It's
move
gonna
though
be-
by Monday.
well,
It'll
yeah,
move.
and hopefully it moves up Kentucky's way. 6-7 points. I want to see a big win. I'm getting tired of these.
I love the. I love
got a
the
heart
close game.
murmur. I can't.
Yeah.
It's too
I can't.
much, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
The cardiac kittens. That's what I'm calling them now. The because they're going to give. They're going to give a fan out there. I mean, if not me, it's going to be somebody. We're going to have a heart attack in the next
Oh, yeah.
couple days.
Yeah.
Well,
I've almost had one the last 2 weeks. So.
Oh yeah.
I will say, I
Longer
think I've got maybe a couple of years on you all, but I'm just sitting here trying to think back. To me, and I don't even think it's close. To me, this is the most exciting tournament run in my lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
That's absolutely.
And it's not
Yep.
close. And we're not saying it's the best team we've seen. We're not saying,
Yeah.
none of
At
that.
least it's 92.
Right, that's right.
Yeah,
If that team
yeah.
had continued
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
because 2012 that was a business. That was a business
yeah.
meet. That was a
Yeah.
business
98
trip.
the same way.
98,
Yeah.
96 was a
98,
business
98.
trip.
I think 98 was a little unexpected.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
was
we
more like
expected.
this.
97
Yeah.
we should have won.
97,
But
yeah.
here's the deal: we were a 2 seed in '98.
Yep.
We're an 8 seed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is unheralded.
In
for
the
us.
toughest bracket. Everybody said since day one. Toughest
Oh, absolutely.
bracket,
I mean,
toughest bracket,
Just
toughest bracket.
look at who's in there.
That's right.
I mean,
And here we beat the 9, the 1, the 2, and
9, the 1, the
and
4,
then
the 2.
the 2 in the West.
I want to hear what y'all say, and obviously all these games have literally come down to the last shot. But
Yeah.
I kind of feel this way. I think the best team we beat was our second game. I think Wichita State might have been about the best team.
Oh, up and down.
The other,
Yeah.
I mean, they're an unbelievable team. That took everything we had
Oh,
to
yeah.
win that
Yeah.
game.
But you always hear every year, the team needs to lose. They can't be undefeated. They can't. Florida was on a 30-game run.
Yep.
I mean, it's got to stop at one point. Of course, injuries have. I don't want to say the kids get tired because I mean they shouldn't. But just the injury factor and then the travel. I couldn't imagine
No, I think we take that for
the
granted.
travel.
Just how much
Yeah,
travel.
the travel is crazy. I mean, you hear pro athletes say it all the time. We played on the West Coast. Now we're back in the East with jet lag. I mean, I go on vacation. If I drive there, that first day I don't want to do anything.
I know.
Like leave me alone. So
Well, I think it's ironic in our program's history. '96 and 2012 are kind of regarded, at least in the modern era, as our two best teams.
Oh,
And
yeah.
both of them lost in the conference tournament finals,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
good for them.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I was at that '96 game in the Superdome. And that
Oh,
was,
wow.
of course, everybody was bummed, but you drive away from there and you say, you know what, that's probably gonna get them refocused.
Oh, yeah.
And of course,
Yeah.
they never look back, just like 2012.
Yep. And I was there this year when.
Oh,
swear up
man.
and down, I saw Billy Donovan with a water gun on the last play.
I've been saying a
Well,
banana.
it was, Harrison still should have drove that and took the free throws, but
I mean, it was a good call. Come off the screen. If he would have just stopped and popped, that's what I say. Harrison twins, they start driving through the lane, they get open, they need to stop. You got the guy backpedaling, stop and pop it.
I agree.
Draw
But
fouls.
last night you saw they'd come off a curl or a screen and be wide open and miss it.
Well, Andrew, of course, luckily it didn't haunt us, but didn't you think that was an ill-advised 3 he took in the last 2 minutes? You remember it's early in the
Came
shot
down
clock,
and yeah.
and Andrew got the ball and
About
shot it
20-something
quick
seconds,
3. Of course,
yeah.
that's when they got it back, and I
Yeah.
think that was a position we fouled him.
Was that the one that went straight off the rim?
Yes.
Yeah.
And, it's something he hadn't done all year, and I love guys having confidence, but that wasn't the.
But if he would have hit it,
Oh,
well,
well,
gosh,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
Because when he shot it, of course, I was already on my feet,
Yeah.
but I was ready. And then when it hit the front of the rim and came off, I was like, okay, I guess he needs somebody in his face.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody in his face.
Well, that was Andrew though.
Oh, was it? Okay,
That was
yeah,
Andrew.
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Because it happened so fast.
That's
I
what
just
I
knew it
mean.
was one of the
Andrew
twins.
as opposed to
Andrew.
Aaron. That
Okay,
wasn't a
yeah.
shot he's been shooting.
Andrew's just a stone cold killer, man. That's all it is.
Yeah. The Iceman, what they call him now.
That's it.
Yeah.
The kid's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
All right, well, we've got our predictions. May come back anytime. We got to talk baseball soon.
Appreciate it. It's always fun talking sports, and
Yeah.
appreciate y'all having me on. And
Not a problem at
it's
all.
fun.
We'll be taking a short break. We're going to come back and discuss the next show. My phone's blowing up, so we got to do a couple things. So we'll be right back. Our special guest, Russ Van Zandt, he will be back. Hopefully we're all right on our predictions. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks guys.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah.